I have to apologize.
Hey, internet friends, or private internet friends. I just wanted to share with you something that really moved me and got my fingers itching to press the button on the money printer and make it go brrr. If I could make it rain tax dollars, I would. If only my grandpappy was one of the original banking families who sunk the Titanic and, awakened the creature from Jekyll Island and created the Federal Reserve. If he would have just done that instead of being an honorable and decent human being, I could have my slippery little fingers just hovering right there over the money printer button. But no. Instead, I am crying, I am shaking, I am screaming, I am throwing up by how moved I am. And before I begin, I really wanted to point out that I don't appreciate any sarcasm or snark in the comments or in general. Joking about matters is not becoming and it's quite frankly disgraceful. You should be ashamed of yourselves if you aren't crying, screaming, or throwing up by the end of this video. In fact, you're a Russian bot and you need help. Even Fox and CNN are on the same page about funding this country. So if the left and the right can put aside their differences about this foreign country and they can't even agree on a gas stove, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing to see here. Quote, Miss Universe Ukraine, Victoria Apanasenko, is being lauded for showcasing the costume that she will be wearing at the 71st Miss Universe pageant. The costume, called Warrior of Light, is designed by Lesia Patoka and her label Nagolovi. It has a multi-layered motif with ornate, oversized blue and yellow wings. Miss Ukraine is also seen wearing a body armor and holding a sword to complete the outfit. The pageant will be held on January 14th in New Orleans. End quote. That's tomorrow. If I start walking now, I think I can make it to New Orleans by then. But enough about me. Though this costume was designed in Ukraine in 4 months by candlelight, in quote, extreme conditions to the sound of sirens without electricity and by candlelight. Let me ask you this. Have you ever made anything by candlelight? No, you haven't. But you might get the opportunity to if white supremacist Christians keep attacking the substations. Because, according to the news, they don't want the drag kids to have story time. And that keeps happening not because they keep sending all our tax dollars to get laundered and fight foreign wars instead of invigorating our infrastructure. No, it's because of the anti-vax, anti-government bigots who don't want the drag queens to perform. She's beauty and she's grace. She's the warrior of light. She's Miss Ukraine. Stunning and brave. Ukraine is the new Israel. The Ukrainian president himself stated this. The Ukrainian president, who was an actor and comedian and talented dancer who dressed shirtless in high heels before becoming the United States' most beloved foreign president and asset. I mean, have you ever seen Nancy look at something so fondly? In 2022 alone, the Biden administration and U.S. Congress have directed nearly $50 billion in assistance to Ukraine. I don't know about you, but $50 billion just doesn't sound like enough. I think they need more. If U.S. taxpayers knew that half the income tax dollars they sent to the IRS every year was being spent on weapons, war, and war preparation, well, the support for such programs in foreign countries might go down to zero and Americans might stop paying taxes. So we don't talk about that. Quote, President Joe Biden recently sent to Congress his budget proposal for 2023. It included an astounding $813 billion for Pentagon and military expenditures. This is more than half the income taxes citizens send to the federal government each year, and a more than $31 billion increase over the already bloated fiscal year 2022 Pentagon budget. It's also more than the defense budgets of the 8 next biggest military spenders put together, including Russia, China, and India. The proposed increase for 2023 was cloaked in the flag of support for Ukrainians. But make no mistake, most of this bloated budget was in the pipeline years back prior to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. End quote. I just wanted to say how truly amazing this costume is, and I hope Miss Ukraine wins Miss Universe. And if she doesn't win, I hope a trans or diverse candidate wins. Yeah, get out of the way. Make room for the heroes of the free world. The warrior of light, the glamorous pawn of state propaganda, Miss Ukraine. As always, internet friends, I look forward to your comments. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and supporting my channel on Patreon. And as always, may the odds be ever in your favor.